Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to another piano tutorial. My name's Kyle, and today we're going to be doing one of Coldplay's best songs, in my opinion, and one of my favorites, and that's Atlas. When this video comes out, the song will officially be 10 years old, which is just insane to even think about, and I don't want to begin to process that fact, so we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. Alright, so the good thing about this song is there's kind of a basic pattern for the verses, and once you learn that, we just kind of need to shift around and learn the different chords because the pattern is the same exact thing for the verses for right and left hand. You're just obviously shifting the chords around. So starting off with the right hand, here's middle C. We're going to be on C sharp, F sharp, C sharp. And we're just going to play these four notes, C sharp, F sharp, C sharp, back to F sharp. And just keep looping that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's right hand pattern for the verses. Left hand, going to be chords like this. So we have A octaves right here with an F sharp in the middle. So we're not doing kind of like the traditional, note right in the middle. So for example, A, E, A, that's kind of an easier chord to hit. All these chords is going to be a note, kind of shifted off, mostly to the right hand side. So it is kind of a hard stretch if you have smaller hands. So what you can do if you have trouble is you can just omit the lower octave, for example, and you can just play the higher two notes. But pattern for the left hand is you're going to be playing the chords 5 times total. So it sounds something like this alone. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So putting the two hands together, we're starting off with this C sharp, and we play the left-hand chord at the same time. The rest of the chords are kind of in between the notes in the right hand. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I recommend kind of just keeping your hands here and just playing that melody over and over and over just to get that pattern down. And then once you have that down, we can move into the different chords, and you're basically just going to be able to shift around, and your hands are doing the same exact thing. Right hand, is going up and down. Left hand is just playing those chords 5 times. Alright, so starting off with the intro, we have just the right hand alone 8 times. So 8 times, then left hand comes in. And I will say for the first 2 chords of the song, the left hand, instead of playing 5 times, only plays 4. We're skipping the 4th chord. So we play 1, 2, 3, skip the 4th chord, and then 5. So together sounds like just like that. All right, so I'm gonna break the verse chords down into kind of 4 parts here. We're gonna start with kind of there's 16 chords total roughly. Well, 17 technically, but we're gonna kind of split it into 4 parts. So we'll do 4 chords, 4 chords, 4 chords, and then the last 4. So starting off once again with the intro. First chord, left hand A, F sharp, A, right hand C sharp, F sharp, C sharp. On to the second chord. Left hand goes to G sharp, F sharp, G sharp. Right hand B, F sharp, B. Third chord. Left hand B, F sharp, B. Right hand D, F sharp, D. And you should recognize this chord from a different Coldplay song. Then the fourth chord. Left hand goes to A sharp, G sharp, A sharp. Right hand C sharp, F sharp, C sharp. So there are your first 4 chords. And again, the first 2, you only play the left hand 4 times instead of 5. All right, moving on to the next section. First chord, left hand is C sharp, G sharp, C sharp. Right hand is E, G sharp, E. And your second chord, a little bit of a shift here. We have C, G sharp, C in the left hand. In the right hand, we have D sharp, G sharp, D sharp. Then your third chord. The pattern does break here for the left hand, so we're not playing octaves here, we're playing something a little bit different. So we're playing G sharp, C sharp, D sharp in the left hand, and then the right hand we're playing F sharp, G sharp, F sharp. So again, pattern breaks the left hand here a little bit. And then finally your fourth chord here, left hand goes to C sharp, G sharp, C sharp. The right hand goes to E, G sharp, E. And then here we have a little bit of a change too. So for your left hand, you're going to move this middle note, this G sharp, you're going to move it up to A sharp, and then B. So it sounds like this. So we play 1, 2, 3, and then finish off with that C sharp, B, C sharp. So still 5 times, 5 chords, but we're just moving that middle note. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5. All right, so I'm going to play the first half of the verse because we're at the half point right now. I'm going to play it from the beginning, real slow. Moving on to this next section. First chord is left hand, E, C sharp, E. Right hand is G sharp, C sharp, G sharp. And we shift up here. Left hand goes to F sharp, C sharp, F sharp. Right hand goes to A, C sharp, A. Third chord, we just shift back down to that same first chord, E, C sharp, E in the left, and G sharp, C sharp, G sharp in the right. This is where things kind of change here. So we have, instead of one more chord here, we actually have 2. So we shift down. Left hand goes to D sharp, C, D sharp. Right hand is F sharp, G sharp, F sharp. Then the last chord, left hand's a bit of a stretch here. We have C sharp, B, C sharp. And it's more so because this, at least for me anyway, naturally, I accidentally hit this A sharp a little bit, but really just kind of stretch there. So C sharp, B, C sharp, and then right hand is E, G sharp, E. So how you play that is you start off like normal, same pattern as before. So same thing. So this third chord is pretty much just split into 2. So we go back down, and then right to that, and then back to the normal pattern. So third chord is just split into 2. We're playing that E, C sharp, E, and then the G sharp, C sharp, G sharp. And we're just splitting that with the D sharp, C, D sharp, and the F sharp, G sharp, F sharp. So once again. One, 2, and then 1, 2, and then back to 1, 2, 3, the normal pattern there. So then we go to the pre-chorus, which still could count as the verse, but we can call it a pre-chorus here. We have just kind of 4 more chords here. So we're on Caught in the Fire. So left hand is A, F sharp, A. Right hand is C sharp, F sharp, C sharp. So we're back to that first chord. Then left hand shifts down, so we keep this F sharp, and we just shift down to G sharp, F sharp, G sharp. Right hand, we have C sharp, F sharp, C sharp. We're just shifting the C sharps up to D sharps, keeping that F sharp. Back to the first chord. So say O, and then on We're About to Explode, same thing as before, but left hand, instead of moving the A's down to G sharps, we're moving the A's up to B's. Right hand stays the same, we C sharps, move to D sharps. So say O, We're about to explode. Let me go into the chorus. All right, so before we move into the chorus, I'm just going to play the entire thing, no talking, the entire verse. This is how it should sound, starting from the very beginning. All right, so moving on to the choruses, we have kind of just 4 main chords here. And there's a few different versions that I've kind of been toying with, but here's the one I've landed on. And this is a little bit different for the studio and live version. It kind of depends, but this is the version that I play that I think sounds pretty good. So I want to start off with showing you the chords. So left hand, F sharp octaves. Right hand, F sharp, A sharp, C sharp. Next chord. Left hand, C sharp octaves, right hand, E, G sharp. Third chord, left hand, E octaves, right hand, G sharp, B. And then final chord, left hand, B octaves, right hand, F sharp, B, D sharp. So those are your kind of 4, that's the foundation of the chorus. And then we have this melody that really kind of makes this different, and makes it more than just your standard chords. It really adds something to it. So starting off from that first chord, the melody is going to be played F sharp, G sharp, A sharp. So you can play these individually. I think it depends. In the studio version, it's hard to hear, but it sounds like the individual notes are really kind of the focus here. But you can play, for example, if you wanted to play this C sharp with each individual note, you could do that. So for example, you could do that, or you could just do the individual note just to make it, stand out that much more. Totally up to you. So there's your first one right there. On to the next one. So now we're at this G sharp here. So we're going to play G sharp, A sharp, and then B. And again, we can play that lower E note in there as well if you want. If you want to make it more full. Then on to the third chord. So same pattern here. We're starting off with B, moving up to C sharp, and then D sharp. Or once again with the lower note. And then on to the fourth chord. So here we're back to that first melody we played, so F sharp, G sharp, A sharp. And what I'll do sometimes is I'll play that full chord. So I'll play they'll put the D sharp right there with that. And sometimes I'll actually add this F sharp in there as well. So that's kind of the chorus right there. Something I'll do personally is for the first chorus, I will omit the lower note in the octave. So I'll play something like this. Just kind of play a little bit softer. And then for the second chorus, I'll add that octave in there. And then maybe instead of playing the individual note in the right hand, I will play the full chord there. So we can do that, and something else we also can do is on the transition to the second chord, so the C sharp, we can do this. Instead of going right to C sharp, left hand, you can play E, D sharp, C sharp. And kind of similar thing here going into the third chord. We can play C sharp, D sharp, E. Just like normal. So you can do that as well, and then something else I'll do naturally is just kind of add a few notes in with my left and right hand thumbs, just kind of bouncing a little bit. And I will say too, for this third chord, there's definitely, out of all the notes, the individual notes, I feel like this D sharp is played a lot more individual. So something like, let's see. So it's a few times in the chorus where he'll do that, just that individual D sharp a few times. But yeah, that's pretty much the chorus right there. And I will say for the live version, they've only played this song like twice live, but you can see Chris, I'll overlay a video right here, you can see Chris, he's definitely playing a melody in the right hand. And at first I wasn't sure what that was, and even honestly now I'm not 100% sure what that is. But what I think he's doing, this is at least what I play, and again this could be wrong. Originally I was just playing the main riff, but I can see from the video he's not doing that. So what I do instead, and again this, you had those main chords there, and then you have that additional riff on top. So Chris is probably just playing the left hand chords. He's probably playing like the octaves, like usual, you know. But the right hand for the live version, and in the studio it's there as well. What I do is I take that main chord, the C sharp, F sharp, C sharp, and then what I do is I kind of bounce back and forth between the C sharp and F sharp, and then play the C sharp, kind of in between. So something like, something like that. That's what I do. Again, it's probably not 100% accurate to what he does, but it's really hard to hear what he's doing there. So in my cover, I overlay that just so it sounds good. But if you want to play that yourself, again, you probably could just do like the octaves in the left hand with the chord, because you also want that melody in there, you know, so you could just play the chord itself. So for example, this first chord for the right hand for the chorus, you could just move the C sharp down here, so you could play C sharp, F sharp, like that. In the right hand, you could play that melody. So something like, again, I don't play that melody if I'm just doing the chorus alone, because it's kind of hard to do that melody and then kind of focus on the other melody. You got two different melodies on top of each other, so it's a little tricky for me. But you could do that as well. Again, just figured I'd throw that in there just because that is something that is in the studio version and the live version. All right, so those chorus chords, just again, they loop twice. I'm going to play it real quick for you, just without talking, just so you can kind of hear the entire thing played. That's the chorus right there, both choruses, nothing really changes. Obviously for the end of the song, this chorus right here, so we play it twice for the first chorus. The second chorus, we play it twice as well, but then we play it 3 times after. So the chorus, the last chorus, because we have the Tack piano, the guitar solo, that comes in. So we have the chorus twice, and then there's just extra part in the middle, and then 2 more times. So really it's 5 times at the end, but it just loops the same exact thing. Nothing really changes there. All right, now on to the Tack piano riff. So we have the chorus 3 times, and then this riff comes in here. Again, depending on what you want to do, how you want to play it, you can just play kind of the same chords, maybe switch that melody. So instead of playing the melody with your right hand, you would just play with your left hand. Then play the Tack piano riff right here. So left hand. First part is F sharp, F, F sharp, A sharp. Next part, we have C sharp, D sharp, E, D sharp, E. That repeats once again. Then the next part, we have B, C sharp, D sharp, C sharp, D sharp. And then finally, we have B, A sharp, B, A sharp, C sharp. So each part has 5 notes in it except for the first one. The first one is only 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same thing. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on the end of this one, we just play B, A sharp, and then C sharp, just to kind of finish it off. So that one really has 8. Then we just repeat the same thing. But this time, at least in the studio version, the Tack piano stops here. It doesn't continue playing the riff, it just stops right here. But obviously if you want to finish it off, you would just like that. Alright, so there's a Tack piano now. If you kind of want to do something interesting with kind of mimicking Johnny's guitar solo, I'm not sure exactly what that is, but what I would do is just after the Tack piano, you could just add a few additional notes in there. So something like... So all I'm doing there is kind of just playing G sharp, F sharp, D sharp. This G sharp, that note is Johnny's, I think, tremolo picking, so it's really fast. You know, something like that. You know, but I kind of would just maybe make it a little bit more mellow and just play the individual note. Something like that if you want to do that. Again, it's not really, you know, there's no piano in that part. It's just, you know, but if you want to mimic Johnny's guitar, you could just kind of add a few different notes in there. Kind of accent notes just to kind of make it different, make it unique. All right, now we go into the outro, which is pretty simple. We just have right hand back on the very first chord we started with. So C sharp, F sharp, C sharp, right hand A, F sharp, A. So there's your first chord. Second chord. Shift down, left hand, G sharp, F sharp, G sharp. Right hand B, F sharp, B. And then our third chord, right hand stays on the B, F sharp, B. Left hand we shift here, and this is kind of a bit of a hard stretch here. We have G, F sharp, G. So at least for me anyway, this is a really hard. My pinky wants to hit that A note right there, but we just have G, F sharp, G. And then finally we just end on left hand F sharp octaves, right hand F sharp, A sharp, C sharp. And left hand here, we're not playing the traditional, you know, 5 chords, we're just playing it once. So outro starting from the beginning. Play this 4 times. 4 times right here. And then 4 times here. And then just end here. And then what I do sometimes to mimic Johnny's, I think it's an EBow or maybe it's just like a synth sound, but it just ends, there's kind of this high C sharp sound in the background after that chord. So I just come up here and I play that. So the outro once again. And that's that. Alright, so that's going to wrap it up with this tutorial. I will leave a link in the description to my Synthesia lesson where you can watch the song from start to finish with no talking. And yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Happy birthday to Atlas, and I will see you guys in the next one.